ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula says the party will not allow new candidates without matric to stand as councillors. The party's Secretary General outlined that the party's guidelines stipulate that only incumbent councillors without matric can apply for a waiver with the Electoral Committee of the ANC. Some provincial secretaries have written to the party seeking waivers for some new prospective councillors who do not have matric. The party is holding a special extended National Executive Committee meeting to finalize its candidates for the upcoming local government elections. So let's tell you a bit more then about that special extended National Executive Committee meeting with SABC News senior politics reporter Samkele Maseko, who's tracking it all for us. Samkele, good evening. As fascinating as this story about new councillor candidates seeking to have the door opened for them to get in at least one last time through a waiver of the current guidelines, and the chairperson of that committee, former President Kgalema Motlanthe, slamming the door shut along with the Secretary General. As fascinating as all of that is, I don't imagine that's the only matter on the table, but they do need to dispense with it, don't they?
Indeed, Tulas, they do need to dispense with this particular matter. Within this special extended National Executive Committee meeting of the African National Congress that includes all other officials of provinces where they are discussing and fine-tuning the ANC list in order to meet the IEC deadline for the registration of candidates for the upcoming local government elections, the ANC is saying that if you don't possess a minimum qualification of a matric and you are a prospective councillor for the first time, forget it. Go back to school, go study, try again after 5 years. But if you are an incumbent councillor who's wanted by communities, who does not possess a matric, you have a year, you have 12 months. So you must go to your nearest basic education department, to your nearest school, and try and register for your matric in order to write it next year at the end of the year, in order for you to get it. If you don't get that matric after a year and you are an incumbent councillor, you will then be removed, because they are saying they need people who can thoroughly interrogate council documents and have an understanding of the Municipal Financial Act that is there within the country in order for the ANC councils or councillors to be prudent with municipal finances in order to play an impactful role within the Committee of Impact. But they are also looking at other myriad of issues, particularly in the Eastern Cape, where they are anticipating litigation over the ANC list processes for that particular province. A letter of demand has been sent to the ANC's head of the Electoral Committee, Kgalema Motlanthe, who was the former deputy president of the ANC, and the Secretary General Fikile Mbalula, whom they are saying they are going to be responding to those members of the ANC in the Eastern Cape, who have been, let's quite say, kept the ANC busy over the past year in the courts.
So, Samkele, what do we read into the fact that this is even a discussion, that there are certain provincial secretaries who, I suppose, under pressure from their own branches and other prospective candidates, are approaching this committee to say, please, give us a waiver?
Well, Tulas, I just want to go to a document that I received earlier on today from the province of KwaZulu-Natal, which was written by their convener. That would be James Ngumalo, whom basically speaks about writing to ANC members on the issue of writing a pledge. It's a pledge for those incumbent councillors without matric. It's a conditional waiver, candidate without matric qualification. And it specifically says it is incumbent councillors. For instance, the first point, accordingly, I hereby solemnly pledge and undertake that I will commit myself to obtaining a matric qualification or an accredited qualification at NQF level 4 or higher within 12 months of becoming an ANC councillor. I will take the necessary steps to enroll for, pursue, and successfully complete the required qualification within the stipulated period. I understand that this undertaking is a condition attached to the grace period conditional waiver granted by the ANC's Electoral Committee in respect of my qualification status. I undertake to provide the ANC through appropriate structures with a reasonable proof of my enrollment progress and completion of qualification when required. So they're essentially saying that they no longer will be accepting people as a free-for-all if you have no form of qualification and politics, or being a councillor is your form of employment that will put food on the table for yourself and your family, but that will deprive communities of the necessary, respectful, and impactful councillor within council to represent communities. As you saw with the ANC's manifesto on point 6 of the ANC president's speech, which speaks about building a capable state and a capable local government, and what committees and what councillors that will regularly hold feedback to communities, that within the first 100 days provide a clear, concrete plan to communities of the service delivery plans they have for their 5-year term, which would ultimately mean that they have to be very impactful when it comes to the drafting of the IDPs of municipalities within their respective areas, in order for those plans in the IDP to be at the top of the IDP of the municipality for service delivery to come to your ward. So the issue of a free lunch for many ANC councillors whom are riding on popularity in order to be on the ANC list to be councillors seems to be coming an end, where they are now putting quality over quantity.
Lastly and briefly for us, Samkele, then, is this special extended NEC the one where we might get a sense of resolution of whatever issues led to the 11th hour change of format for that announcement that was initially meant to be the announcement of ANC mayoral candidates for the big cities, the metros and other district municipalities and strategic cities, to it being the announcement of contenders, which didn't seem to make much sense, no?
Well, if you think you are going to hear an ANC mayoral candidate for Johannesburg anytime soon, think again, take a chill pill, relax. You're not going to get that, because they will not be announcing any candidates anytime soon, because they are afraid of what may happen, that happened in 2016 between the late Mapite Matsena and Dr. Jose Nzorama-Khukpa, where Mamelodi, Soshanguve, Atteridgeville, Mabopane, Garankuwa went up all in flames, particularly if you remember those Autopax buses that were burnt in Mamelodi, and the campaign that said no Sputla, no vote, when Togoti Diza was made a mayoral candidate over the two. Mapite Matsena was the deputy chair at the time, Dr. Jose Nzorama-Khukpa was the regional chair at the time and the incumbent mayor. So you will not find a repeat of that until certain individuals have been certified with jobs elsewhere. Like in Johannesburg, there's a vacancy in Gauteng provincial legislature with the late Mzaifane Mzi Kumalo, who has unfortunately passed away. There's a vacant post there for an MPL to be sworn in. So you may see Dada Morero being moved from Johannesburg Council, sent into the legislature. You may see Dr. Kagaza, if someone in the National Assembly is going to back to a council, being sent to the National Assembly. So the chief whip of the ANC, Msene Ntuli, is very hard at work these days, looking to see what gaps can be opened, how the ANC list can be replenished everywhere across the country. So you're not going to hear any mayoral candidates anytime soon.
All right, Samkele, thank you for that and painting the picture so well. I will take that chill pill on your advice. That's Samkele Maseko, senior SABC politics reporter there, giving you some insights into what is happening with the ANC's special extended National Executive Committee meeting.